Hi, I'm Janice Stevenson. Welcome to Bethel Today. This is the show that's sponsored by the Bethel Democratic Town Committee, and today our guest is Dr. Pat Cosentino. She is the principal of our high school. And I'm just going to give you a little bit of background about Pat, and then we'll get into the conversation. Hi, Pat. How are you doing?
I'm great. Thanks for having me.
It's wonderful to have you here. Pat has now been in Bethel she's in her 10th year. This is the 5th year at Bethel High School.
Yeah.
And she did 5 years as the principal at Berry School, took both of those schools through their renovation process, has lived through the war, as it were, here in Bethel, and is a tremendous asset to our education system. It's great to have you with us.
Well, thank you very much.
Good.
I appreciate that little introduction.
Oh.
Very nice.
One of my favorites. What can I say? What I want to do is take us through a little bit about what's going on. We've had some really wonderful stuff go on this year up at the high school, and then we'll talk a little bit about what's coming up in terms of modifications maybe to curriculum and our accreditation, those kinds of things as well.
Okay, great. Excellent.
So let's see, what do you want to start with in terms of great things? Because we've got a bunch. Shall we start with... Let's do the track first.
Okay, great. Let's start with the track. The track and field complex was donated by Yvonne Grimes and her family.
That would be Coach Grimes.
Yes, Coach. She is the boys' track coach, and she has a passion for track and fields, and really wanted to give a gift to Bethel and to the Bethel community.
Wow.
And so they donated the whole kit and caboodle. They gave countless hours of time, energy, and money to make it a reality. It is now an 8-lane track, so that's an official size track.
It was 6 before,
It was 6
right?
before. And it really now can hold any of the state championships. She redid the whole javelin area and the shot put area and the long jump area. It has a beautiful, I don't know all the particulars, but the bottom piece that you walk on, the track, the rubber, is so spongy and soft. It's really fabulous. It's wonderful.
Neat.
Then she also is building a storage shed, which I think it has over 2,000 square feet of area. It's 2 floors. It's closest to the middle school, and that's going to be able to allow the track and the football teams to really put some things in there so we're not trudging all over the place. And it's just wonderful.
That is tremendous.
Then the town gave money and bought new lights,
right,
which have made a very big difference.
Because the lights, my understanding was that you had like 1/30 of the lumens for doing lacrosse after dark or something like that.
The lights were horrible, and you know what? You don't realize how bad they are
until you get the good ones.
Until you get the good ones. And it's unbelievable. I mean, you know, the football team is thrilled. And
how many games have they done on the
They did 2 games. They were able to fit in 2 games. And
that's great.
So, yeah, so that was great. And they won both. So that was wonderful.
Good. Yeah.
Yes. And so we really can't thank her enough. I mean, she really did it out of the goodness of her heart. She has a couple of little memorials there. She has one for James Thompson, and his name is on the track. And then she has one for T.J. Burke. So both of them were track and fields athletes and have passed away. So she has a wonderful, wonderful heart.
Yeah.
She loves the kids.
That's
the
what I've
kids love her.
Is that she is just dedicated.
You know, her time, her energy. Plus, she has 5 children of her own.
I've seen over the summer when she does the track things for Parks and Rec.
So she really is. She's a wonderful lady, and we're just so appreciative of what she did for our town.
Great. I think my son will like that when he gets up there.
Oh, yeah, it's wonderful. You have to go walk on it. I walk on it. I don't run, but I walk.
Yeah,
and it's wonderful.
I never run anywhere, ever. Always walking. Well, that's exciting. So then I guess the next one up is the soccer team.
Oh, the soccer team. That's really exciting. That's like hot off the press. I have here my honorary beautiful championship medal that Coach Fernandez gave me today. And the soccer team on Friday evening became state champions, co-champions with Montville. and they played so hard.
That's great.
After the 80 minutes of regulation, the score was 0-0, and then they had another 40 minutes, and both teams scored in the, I guess it would have been like the 82nd and 85th. No, I'm sorry. Let's see. 40 and 40 is 80. 105th minute of the competition. And the other team scored first, and we were nervous.
I was going to say that would be gut-wrenching.
We were nervous because, you know, it was cold, and we had a big crowd. And
where was the game played?
The game was in West Haven.
Okay.
West Haven High School. And then we scored right after that. Joe Merher got in a nice goal, and so it ended up a 1-1 tie. And they don't do penalty kicks anymore. And so we're co-champions, but we're thrilled. We're thrilled.
It is.
The boys, both teams played their hearts out.
Sure.
You didn't want to see anybody lose after playing that long. And so today at school, we had the band and the cheerleaders lead the soccer team around the building.
Oh, that's great.
And they played throughout the building, and the classes, the students came out in the hall and were clapping and giving high fives, and so they were very excited to do that. And tomorrow we're having a little pizza luncheon. I am for the boys and the coaches, Coach Fernandez and Coach Doolin. And then we'll do a little something when the banner gets raised.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
They did not want a pep rally. The boys felt that a pep rally was bad luck. Because our last two pep rallies, we weren't state champions.
Superstition.
So, yes. So, we're really thrilled. I mean,
really
I think it's been
stuff.
since the mid-'90s since we've won any state championship. I haven't had a chance to really look it up.
Yep.
But, you know, we've had SWC titles, but not a state championship.
Statewide is really wonderful.
And it really, it's just fabulous for everybody. The booster club, the superintendent, the teachers, the students, everybody's ecstatic. So it's wonderful.
It's great. It's particularly considering the near miss that we had with football.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
This is great.
Yes, and hockey last year also went to the state final. I guess it was this year. It was like in February.
Yep.
So, you know, we had two pep rallies in the last year, and neither one had won. So they didn't want to take that chance.
So no more pep rallies, I guess.
Well,
you'll have to do them after people win.
Exactly, after they win. So it's really wonderful. I'm so happy for the boys.
Now, you also mentioned the band, and my understanding is the band has done some pretty
The band has done excellent this year. They have won awards in the New England contest and have come first in Best Show, Best Music, Best Choreography. So they really had a stellar year. And Mr. Coachman does a great job with them. And they are so dedicated, the band kids, just as much as the athletes.
Yes, absolutely. It's true.
You know, they're there in the summer working for 2 weeks before school starts.
Right.
They are there every Tuesday and Thursday evening, and then all day Saturday they compete. So they get there in the morning, they practice for 4 or 5 hours, then they get on their buses and they go all over the place.
Yep.
So the band students really, they've done a great job. And I just love hearing that music and seeing them compete and play. They're just wonderful.
That's neat.
It's their passion.
Yep.
You know, and Mr. Coachman brings that out in them.
That's wonderful.
So it's wonderful.
Wow.
Very fortunate.
Cool stuff. How about ROTC? What have they done
Well,
this
ROTC just had this weekend their match. It's not their match. It's their drill meet. And they had like 500 kids from around the greater area. They hosted it. Okay? And they don't give out medals per se, but our kids did very, very well. And the ROTC kids always make us proud. They are just, we right now have about 160 students in ROTC.
What is the total student population
right
at the
now
high
we're
school?
about at 965.
So that's a pretty big percentage.
Yes, so that is a very big percentage. And almost 20% of the school,
wow,
you know, is ROTC. And every year it's more and more kids who want to join. And so it's just wonderful, the opportunities they get. You know, they go flying, the juniors class go flying, which to me is unbelievable. The sophomores just went boating. Okay, they go sailing. The seniors do everything and anything. There's leadership trips. There's opportunities for scholarships. On Wednesday before Thanksgiving, they always do an Operation Spruce Up with the student government. So they do that for community service hours. They're in the town, collecting Christmas trees, putting up wreaths. You know, they're always there. They're at Veterans Day.
Of course.
You know, there was just a... Susan Beisowitz was here and honored the veterans.
Yes.
And
I saw
the
that was on Friday.
ROTC students were there. So they're fabulous. And again, they are led by two very dedicated men, Lieutenant Commander Mark Dwinells and Master Sergeant Joe Meehan, who will do anything and everything for those boys.
Yep.
So it's wonderful.
And girls.
And girls, that's right, I'm sorry, you're right, and girls. There are many, many girls.
There are lots of girls involved. That's kind of a neat thing to see.
Yes, and the other thing is that they have a lady leadership program
which is
where the girls meet once a month and they have meetings. They invite guest speakers in. They talk about interests of the girls, but also being a girl leader amongst men and how you can still be feminine but also be assertive and a leader, and so it's wonderful.
That is wonderful because that's huge.
Absolutely.
Not just in the military either, that it's going to carry out to anything that they do.
Give the kids the confidence, you know, to do the right thing and be your own person, but still take on those leadership roles.
Exactly.
And so we're very proud of them. I mean, it's wonderful. Wonderful.
Any other particular things that you can think of in terms of student activities?
Trying to think. There's a lot that goes on. One of the things that we do at the school is the advisory program.
Okay.
And the advisory program is a program, and it meets twice a month. And it's every teacher and every staff member in the building is part of the advisory program. And the students...
It's ringing bells now.
...then come... we do it usually between second and third block for about 18 to 20 minutes. If it's a longer advisory, maybe a half hour or 40 minutes. And we have a curriculum that the teachers can use if they want to. And each time that they meet, there's some kind of topic: citizenship, leadership, responsibility, homework, progress reports, Power School, you know, talking about anti-bullying, cyberbullying, you know, what you should be doing with your phones and all of that kind of stuff, so that kids really get a handle on things without that formal classroom, you know, this kind of thing. And it's a teacher who stays with them for the 4 years. So the advisories stay together and they build a bond, and it gives another person in the building for the students to really hook up with.
Support.
Yeah, so it's a really great program, and I think it's helping our students.
That's neat.
Yeah, so that's another great. There are so many excellent things that are going on in the building. Our business department, led by Karen Files, is working with the Chamber of Commerce and people downtown. I want to say Mike Boyle and Susan Foreman.
Maybe.
Okay. And they are doing some work with them on how to promote the town, on advertising, and it's our marketing kids. So kids are getting really great experience.
And that's terrific for the town as well.
Absolutely. Win-win for everybody.
Exactly.
So that's another great thing that's going on. And, you know, there's just, it's constant. It's just constant.
It is just...
Yeah.
That school's really gone to places, you know?
The school, you know, it makes me happy. I'll tell you another thing that happened to us. On November 1st, it's the first Monday of homecoming week, we had the CAS, Connecticut Associations of School, SWC Leadership Conference at our school. And we had about 150 students from Bethel and from around schools in the area. And there were a lot. Newtown was there, Oxford, Massac, Brookfields, Reading.
Where's Massac?
Massac is in Monroe.
Okay.
Okay. Laurelton Hall, Notre Dame. And we had a guest speaker who was fabulous, talked to kids about being a leader, and being a leader who really is inclusive and really looks at those kids who maybe not fit in or sitting alone and that kind of stuff, and bring them into the fold. And then the kids broke out into small groups. And some of the best, it was a wonderful day. Some of the best feedback I heard from kids and from other staff members was that the other kids from the other schools were telling our kids, what a great school you have, what a beautiful school you have. Yay! I love all the pictures. I love this. Your bathrooms are clean, on and on and on and on. And when I got to Bethel High School, I was still at the Berry School, and it must have been the spring of 2006, I guess? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I started 2006 at the high school. Spring of 2006, I had given the kids and the staff a questionnaire to fill out. And I had like little focus groups, whoever wanted to talk to me. Give me the 3 best things about the high school, 3 worst things about the high school. And the best things, we like the teachers, we like, you know, the teams, that kind of stuff. But the worst things were the building. And it was, the building is dirty, we're embarrassed to have other kids come here, when they go into our locker rooms from the other sports, the bathrooms are dirty, there's not enough room in the cafeteria. I mean, that was constant across the board.
Hearing about the way that the home ec rooms and those science rooms were configured was just terrifying, actually, when you thought about chemistry classrooms where you had to go through one room to get into the other.
Exactly.
Back in the day. Yeah. Really huge difference.
Yes, so to hear that from the kids and from visitors really does my heart good. It really does.
Oh, believe me.
And I have to also mention, one of the great things about Bethel is a fabulous school system. I mean, it really is. You know, people who here who don't know, you know what I'm saying? We really were on cutting edge. The superintendent, Dr. Chesley, and Dr. Jordans, they push the envelope.
They do.
We're constantly thinking. We're constantly working together. The administrative team all get along. We're planning what's
and you do really neat stuff, I know, with teachers who are interested in advancing their careers.
Absolutely.
And the leadership training of all. So you could have a first-year teacher who knows somewhere in their head that they're going to want to get the doctorate and be able to do the administration. That you've got a program that's helping them with that. That's really cool.
Don't let me forget about the custodians. I want to get back to them, but I'll go to this first. But anyway, the leadership cadre that was started by Dr. Chesley last year has continued. Dr. Smith and I are continuing it, and we meet every Monday. It's usually the first or second Monday of the month, and we have a group of probably about 40 educators from all 5 buildings, and we get together and we talk about topics. We've read books. We went to see Waiting for Superman.
Oh, cool.
Okay, it was the movie about charter schools in New York City.
Sure.
Okay, and so we did that. We got together and talked about it afterwards. We get guest speakers, and we really talk about what it's like to be a leader. And to be a leader in education, you just don't have to be a principal and a superintendent.
Oh, right.
Okay, you can be, you know, a leader in a classroom and be a leader amongst teachers. You can be a leader, you know, because you're a coach. You can be a leader because you love this, you know, program and you want to bring it to the school. So it's really talking about that and talking about how people can develop their leadership skills. And then we foster that. And we say, come on, let's go on learning walks together. Let's look at classrooms. Let's look at good instruction. Let's look at best practices. How is it working in Bethel High School as opposed to Bethel Middle School? What can we learn here that we can bring there?
Right.
You know,
right.
Share your expertise. So all of those things build leadership capacity in our staff. So we're very proud of that.
I'm going to bring you back to custodians because I saw that we're we're moving along on time here.
Oh, okay. So the custodians, I just wanted to say about the custodians, they do a fabulous job. Dave Belcourt, who is the head custodian, they just do a fabulous job. And, you know, that's one of the reasons why the building is so clean, and the kids take pride in it.
Yeah.
They take pride in it.
I think that the other thing is that with the building being new, being attractive, that I'm not sure that kids were taking pride in it. I'm not sure that they were taking care of it in any way prior to the renovation because they did think it was yucky because it had been years since anything positive had happened there.
Absolutely.
So, in terms of the physical plant itself.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Which actually brings us to, you know, when I got involved with the high school was they had, we'd had one of the New England Association of Schools and Colleges reviews where Bethel was cited with, I believe it was 165 problems, and 164 had been addressed well.
Right.
And the remaining one was the building.
Right.
We took care of it. We got it taken care of. We got the accreditation. We've actually got commendations.
Absolutely.
Yay. And this doesn't go away, though.
No,
this doesn't. So where are we now?
NEASC is a 10-year cycle. Okay, so we had our visit in 2008. It was supposed to be in 2007. So our next visit is in 2017.
Okay.
So, but
was it postponed a year because of the renovation?
Yes, I asked for a year postponement, and they granted it.
Okay.
Now, but that doesn't give us. You're not now a year after. You're still now it's 9 years.
Right.
So right now we're working on the 2-year report.
Okay.
2-year report is due October 1st, 2011, and basically what we have to do is we have to address the concerns that NEASC had in the building. And so some of them off the top of my head was, there was nothing major, there was nothing we didn't know, just let me say, to really look at our mission and constantly review the mission.
Sure.
Okay? And how do you then communicate your mission and your expectations to parents and the community and stakeholders? Looking at differentiation of instruction.
Okay.
How are you going to meet the needs of all the different students that sit in front of you when you're in your school? Looking at rubrics.
Okay.
And how are we using the school-wide rubrics, and do they have to be tweaked? Also trying to provide more time for teachers to meet for professional development.
Okay.
Because professional development is very important. I know a lot of parents think, oh, they have a half day of school or something, but when teachers get a chance to meet for those 2 hours,
right, they
so
bring
much can get done.
And what's nice about having it happening is that if you're doing a half day, the kids are still getting instruction, but what's also happening by doing it periodically through the entire school year is the kids are benefiting every week.
Absolutely.
Because you start with professional development at the very beginning of the year,
right,
and it's from September it's happening.
Exactly.
I know. Yeah.
Exactly. And
it's
one
critical.
of the things that the Board of Education tried to do, and I think they've been successful too, is when we have full professional development days, we try to hook it up with a holiday. So that this way you can have those long 4-day weekends.
Yeah, so actually
so like on
parents
Columbus
can,
Day or Martin Luther King Day or Veterans Day. And that, I think, has helped cut down on some of these vacations that parents used to take in the middle of school.
What are you talking about, Pat?
And which really used to be very difficult.
Right.
Because,
right.
The kids are gone for 5 days. They're going to miss instruction. And
right.
you can't just say, here, do it on the boat or do it in Disney. You know what
right.
I'm saying? You have to be there.
Right. Yes.
So
yes.
I think that parents have gotten into that routine a little bit, that, my kid has to be in school, and, and so that's worked out. But the NEASC is, we're doing the 2-year report, then we'll get a review on whether or not they accept everything we send.
Because it seems to me
5-year report.
That, yeah, I'm sure. Now, it sounds like most of what you're talking about, like the rubrics and the instructional differentiation, this sounds like it's ongoing things that you need to be doing all the time anyway.
All the time. Yeah. And they just want an update on it.
Okay.
Then there's the 5-year report. Then after the 3 years, you start the self-study again.
Yeah.
So, it just keeps happening.
Right.
But the thing with NEASC also that people need to understand is that we are required to let them know if there's ever a substantial change in anything at the high school. So that means if staff is cut or funding is cut or programs are eliminated, anything that happens.
Positive stuff as
positive
well, though,
also,
right?
yes.
So, for example, the fact that Coach Grimes and her family made this donation
yes, I put that in the report. Absolutely. That's in the 2-year report. Absolutely. But really, they're looking for things in between. Not that they don't want to hear the positive, but anything that can affect your accreditation status.
Right.
So we always have to keep that in the back of our minds.
Here's a question. Do you think, or do you know, that Bethel are we under greater scrutiny than some other schools because we do have a history of having some rather...
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think, you know, when they came for the last visit, they were really complimentary. I mean, they called us a great school. They said wonderful things about our school and our school system. And, you know, we do a lot of things, you know. We work with WestCon, you know, their
Yes.
teachers, their new
Yes.
teachers. We have kids taking classes at WestCon and at Naugatuck and virtual high school.
Some of those things coming into to Bethel High itself,
Oh,
don't you?
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. So, you know, you can get credits. We have kids who leave our school with 40 credits sometimes because they've taken AP courses and
Right.
virtual high school courses and courses at WestCon. And so that's what we're working on now with the new Connecticut redesign program from the state. We're trying to develop a program for kids so that, number one, they work on some kind of project over the 4 years.
Okay.
Or really reflect on what they're doing and how that's going to impact them when they leave Bethel High School.
Now, this is something that's under development at this
It's
point?
under development, but it's definitely going to be in next year. It'll
Okay.
definitely be. We are piloting some kids in the
That was a
spring.
look that she gave me that says, your son will have to do this.
Yes, exactly, exactly. But it'll be a good thing. But also, we also want kids to think about, you know, what can I do at Bethel High School so that when I leave, I am more prepared for college or
Sure.
for work or for the trades or for the
For life.
military, whatever it
For
is.
life.
And so that's really important to us. So any opportunity we can give to kids to participate in real-life situations, we do.
Okay.
So we take great pride in that. We take great pride in that. And NEASC really noticed that.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, so that was important to us.
Very much so.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, we're excited about it.
That's just exciting stuff, top to bottom.
It really is.
It was great to have you come in and talk about it.
Are we almost we're
We're
done?
almost
oh
done.
My
We're
gosh.
coming down to the end. I think I just got my 2-minute notice.
Oh,
or was it
wow.
3-minute
I could have
notice?
gone on for another 2 hours.
Well, yes, I know. And I
Yes.
could have sat and asked questions, too, but we had to
Absolutely.
behave ourselves.
Yeah.
So I want to thank Dr. Cosentino for coming in tonight, and we'll do it again sometime, I hope.
Absolutely.
Because every year we'll have more stuff. This is Bethel Today. This is the program of the Bethel Democratic Town Committee. We are, I know this is going to be viewed several times. We'll be doing a show, I believe, at some point during December. I'm not sure yet what our topic will be. If you're interested in finding out more about the Democratic Party, you can check us out on betheltoday.com. I'm Janice Stevenson, and it has been my pleasure to be here today speaking with the principal of Bethel High School about all the wonderful things that have happened. Bye-bye.